When I got my first KR4 from Hank Wang, I was floored. I thought it looked gorgeous. But you know, I've been to a few flashlight meetups. I've been reviewing flashlights for a couple of years now, and it just doesn't catch my eye like it used to. If you're like me and you want something a cut above, a little more special, then look to the custom KR4 anodizations that Jackson Lee in Hawaii has exclusively. They're gorgeous. Welcome back to the channel, folks. This KR4 has been my daily driver for a couple of years now. You can tell from the patina on the copperhead. It's in good shape. I take good care of my lights. But after carrying it for so long, and it's such a phenomenal light, right? It's got SW45K Nichia emitters in it, and it's just got this beautiful, like neutral but rosy light. It's gorgeous. But after carrying it for a while, you know, you just get kind of tired of it and you want something different. And that's where Hank Wang has offered a line of what he calls colorful lights. So here's an example of a KR4 that he offers. It's called Splash. And it offers a premium for this anodization scheme. But, you know, if you're looking for something beautiful, this is one to get. And notice I've had this one sitting on the shelf for a while. It's got quite a patina as well. Now, let me show you a couple that he has before we get to the main event here. This is called a D4V2 Colorful, and this one is Blue Swirls. And then this one right here is another D4V2, and this is called Raw Ore. Now, some of these may not even be in stock anymore, but I noticed that, especially the Blue Swirl, because it's such a crowd favorite, that he'll run out of them, say it's discontinued, and then sure enough, about 3 to 6 months later, he brings it back. But if you want something truly special, and that's what this video is about, Jackson Lee in Hawaii, who is an exclusive dealer of Hank Wang's flashlights. I mean, you can get them from Hank Wang from China, and you can wait about a month, and you have to deal with, you know, maybe customs and, you know, just the overseas shipping. But if you want a U.S. dealer, Jackson Lee in Hawaii, he will get loads of these lights shipped to him, and then he checks them out, make sure they're good. If there's anything wrong, you can deal with him directly. A lot of customers prefer it because you can get a light in days instead of a month or more. And Jackson stands behind it, and he warrants any problems there might be. And as I said, he offers an extra layer of protection by looking at them before he sends them out. But this scheme right here is called the KR4 Blue Circuit. And this was anodized specifically for Jackson as an exclusive. So that means that you cannot find this anywhere else. So that gives you like one more reason to go to Jackson for it. And it's gorgeous. I mean, I love the look of it. And it's something that I had not seen until Jackson sent it to me to show it to you guys. Let's take a look at a couple other lights he has. He also sent me, and they're still in the bag here, he sent me a D4V2 also in the Blue Circuit. Let me get it out. So this is the Blue Circuit as well. And it's interesting that even though it's the same anodization, it looks kind of a lot different with this, you know, milling pattern on the sides. So similar anodization, but different look in my opinion. Very cool though. And he sent me a third light, and this one might very well be my favorite. This is called Black Oil. It's so neat, man. So again, this is titanium, but there's an anodization on it that kind of makes it have this kind of sheen, kind of black, oily look. The only time I've ever seen, I mean, I'm not saying this is exactly the same, but the only time I've ever seen this kind of look on a light was with zirconium, kind of matte zirconium. So if you want like an inexpensive matte zirconium look, I think this looks amazing, phenomenal. So while this video is primarily about how the three of these look on the outside, I'll go ahead and show you what they look like from the emitter side. So I got a couple batteries here. Let's pop them in there. This one, the D4V2 Blue Circuit, has Cree XHP high. He's calling them cool white, so I'm assuming that's 6500. And the reason you'd get something like this is it's simple, max output. So let's take a look at how this fares. So let's turn it on. Oh, wow, that's bright. Okay, there we go, dim it down. So let's see what we got here. I'll hit turbo. Oh yeah, I mean, I've got auto exposure on, but this is quite bright, crisp, clean. Some people really like that look. I noticed that it's got a cyan, I believe, cyan colored emitter under the white button. Let me turn down the lights for a bit. Yeah, there you go. It's got kind of a blue, but light blue look to it. And let's go ahead and take a look at the next light here. And then, by the way, so this is a quad emitter. It's got the 4 XPL high, cool whites, as I said. And this one is 8 Nichia 219B at 4500. So this is the same emitter that I have in my daily carry here, my everyday carry. But the difference is, you see how there's an optic here and there's no optic here. So what you got is, normally you'd have 4. They got this Carclo TIR to kind of project better. But you're going to get a hot spot and spill, right? You're going to get like what the optics are providing. This is called a mule. That term was coined by Don McLeish of, McClicky fame. And what he's got here is double emitters, just so there's more light points and it's just more spread out. And there's no optic. So it's coming right off the emitters. It's a very even look. I'll do a side by side. I'm going to do it from the head side. I like to take the head off on the KR4. You can do the tail too. If you take the head off, you got to be careful about this insert falling out, but I am careful about that. And that's got to be in there. Let's go ahead and put this back on. Okay, there we go. Okay, and at the very end, I like to go slow so I don't pinch this little orange O-ring. So I kind of go slow until I make sure it's underneath, and then I'll go ahead and cinch it down. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, great. So let me put this off to the side. Let's put these two off the side for now, and we'll compare side by side with these guys. Okay, so notice, let me go kind of low with this. Notice that I got kind of like a hot spot here, and see on this one how floody it is? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little higher, and you can see clearly I have a hot spot, and then you can see a little spill here, probably not, but on this one, look at how even that is. It's like it's the whole area. Notice that when I put my hand here, my hand is evenly illuminated. Whereas if I use the one with the optic, you can see how there's a hot spot on the back of my hand and my finger's a little darker. So mules just have a way different look to them. And they cast this even light, and they're kind of good for photography, like in a pinch, because again, really even. I wouldn't say soft. It's kind of a hard light because the light's only, got a diameter of this, but it's an even light. So it's more like sunlight kind of, question mark. I don't know if you agree, but it's definitely good for photography. And these 219Bs that Jackson has in this blue circuit pattern, these are high CRI. They're under BBL, gorgeous emitters, highly recommended. Let's look at our last light. He's got the black oil here, and these are also 219B emitters, but this time they're 3500. So these are actually, it's one of my favorite color temperatures for inside. I find that 2700, it's good. It's kind of incandescent looking, but it's not my favorite. I like it a little bit cooler than that. I wouldn't say cool. It's a warm light, but I think 3500 looks great at night. And 3500 is so close to 4000 that it doesn't look goofball in the day. So if someone says they want a warm light that's a good all-arounder, I love 3500. So here you go. There's 3500. And you can see it's definitely warmer than what we were looking at before. Now, I've also found that with the Nichia 219Bs, on average, I haven't done any Sekonic measurements on these lights, but from what I know of them, these tend to be more neutral. Little bit rosy, but more neutral than the 4500s. They tend to be well under BBL. So let me put this light back together. Let's get ourselves a couple beauty shots of these three before we wrap up this video. And I just want to point out that if you're looking for something special that you can't get anywhere else, and also let me point out that Jackson had a selection of custom anodization, and he's ran out of the other patterns. So this is what he's got, and I would grab them before they're gone. We got the blue circuit, both in the KR4 and the D4V2, and then we got this oil slick. Oh, I love the oil slick. Check out Jackson Lee in Hawaii. His website, JLHawaii808.com. He'll hook you up. Really great service. He's a US dealer and he stands behind his products. So if you want your lights to look as special on the outside as the emitters are on the inside, if you carry these lights, you're sure to turn heads and get people asking, what light is that? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.